Hey, what's up, Hot Garbage Squad? We have the young Ash. She just finished eating here. Look how big she has grown. I'm not sure if you can compare her first video to maybe this video, but she's definitely grown quite a bit. All right, so today's video, I want to give an honest review of the Summer's War game in 2020. So for those who are new to the channel, this is my brand new account, 23 days in. And for those who know me already, this is my main account down here somewhere because I don't do arena. Then yeah, I'm further than I thought I would be. So this one is actually my main account for those who don't know. Hey, cat, stop drinking my thing. Right? You, stop trying to drink my water from a cup, okay? You be a good cat. Go jump up here. So this is my main account here. I've been playing for quite some time now. I'm not going to compare the game back in the day compared to now. What I want to do is give you like no BS of my honest opinion as a veteran who has played this game for this many days, how I feel about the beginner experience now. All right, I don't have a script or anything. I'm just kind of talking, and you kind of treat this as a podcast if you like. All right, so I'm just farming GB12 here, and I'll just be talking. The number one point is Comtois over the years did many great updates to allow beginner players to play the game. With competition over the years, they had to step up to give you actual rewards like crystals for doing achievements. Like for example, if you complete B10 of any dungeon, you get some crystals, right? So they did a really good job updating and streamlining the achievements to give you more rewards to allow beginners to play the game. At one point, I had 3,000 crystals, and some viewers thought I was pay to win because I had 3,000 crystals. No, Comtois actually just did a good job. Like for example, the missions here, they did a really good job to give you extra resources to play. Also, with more events now, like there's like always an event going, which is really good, and all of these events can be done free to play, 100% completed, free to play, right? Like the daily mission gives you energy, collab festival, like every day when you log in, you just simply collect your gifts, and then you get some energy, and then so on and so forth, and exchange it, for example, right? So they do a really good job of giving you resources to play the game. Number two, when they introduced the Amelia's blessing here, so if your account is brand new for 15 days, you get like 50% off upgrading runes, artifacts. You can remove runes for free for 15 days. No need to pay for that. So FRR every day for 15 days. Your arena ranking corresponds to noobs. That back in the day didn't happen, so you're always facing level 50 players before. So now if you're like level 10, you face actual level 10 players, for example. Also, so yeah, so that like the Amelia blessing was a really good thing for beginner players, because sometimes your monsters, for example, just like if this is water, right, and you get these vampire runes and you get a win SD, you just can't clear it. So by moving your free runes over to another monster that can clear that win dungeon, for example, it allows progression that much more easy. And a really big thing that I don't like is, number one thing is the cost to remove freaking runes. This kills the motivation to play the game, right? A lot of players who are new to this game, or people who are veterans, don't have tolerance to this stupid FRR non-existent 50,000. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, okay? The point is, it costs 50,000 to remove one 6-star rune. If it was FRR every single day, you will see so many more active players, because they will actually be on every day to try to upgrade their monsters, try to make new monsters, try to, for example, oh look, I can't, a big one here is Predator, okay? I can't do Predator, but for those who really struggle with Predator, it's because you don't have the exact rune type. Like you don't want to, like for example, let's just look at the strategy info, strategy deck, right? For example, of this full team. If you have a Rage Verd, Violent might be better for you if you're early game to get more turns in this Predator, but you're not gonna have an extra 300,000 mana just to attempt to read rune and then attempt to beat this Predator. You're not going to, right? And also, your crow, it's probably on like rage for GB12. If you put it on violent, you might have a better time. Like all these scenarios where you need to read rune, or even a more relatable scenario for me personally, when I was trying to do GB12 here, okay, and this has been my most successful team. But what you didn't see was how much mana I had to remove runes to test and try everything. In the end of the day, I had to use this event here, the Collab Festival event, and instead of taking the energy, I've been taking the mana because I just don't have the mana to keep playing and fixing my monsters and trying things out. Also, a big one is doing Guild Siege and Guild War, right? Because when you do Guild Siege, you have very limited monsters, right? Like you only have I only have so many monsters. I can't show you because I'm auto battling, but I only have so many monsters with so many great runes to use. Like, look at this. Like, all of these have no runes here, right? Like, look at this. I'm just, like, this is what I have. As a new player, if my Bella Dion, my best Swift rune dies, I can easily move it over to my other support monster like my Colleen for another healer. But I can't, right? Because my 15 days of Amelia Blessing is over. They should really get rid of this cost here if you want more active players and people who want to strategize and enjoy your game. Because I guarantee you, almost like 50% of you guys watching, random number by the way, don't do your Predator because it's such a pain in the ass to try to re-rune just for an attempt. Like, I'm not even saying you're gonna clear it, you're gonna attempt to do it, alright? So that is my biggest problem in terms of what I've experienced as a noob in Summoner's War. Let's talk about some of the good things because there are still more great things, all right? So with these streamlined missions, like you can get so many crystals here, but they give you a Transcendent Scroll. They give you a little bait, a little taste of the Nat 5. And that's really nice because not everyone is gonna get their first Nat 5 in the first 200 scrolls. Some, like on average, you get 200 scrolls, right? But some people got unlucky. 300 scrolls in, nothing. And people who have started in 777, the hard garbage squad, I've seen people 5 days in, they got 2 Nat 5s. Sometimes you're just not that lucky, right? Because like me, you get a fake Nat 5 and your motivation is killed, but then you realize, oh look, I get a free Transcendent Scroll here, fantastic, right? So another great thing that they did was the introduction of really great units that beat the early game progression. So these two right here, Lauren, Fran, their kits and their free-to-play accessibility allows you to clear content faster than ever. So before, it felt so slow trying to get progression. Also, Amelia Blessing gives you 3x EXP if you pop it with a double EXP booster. So training fodder early game is no longer a challenge. Clearing GB12 because of the right units, the immunity here for example, and slow and attack bar reduction here, allows you to play the game and progress really quickly because they've streamlined their content. You do GB12, you do TOA, you do dragons, you do blah blah blah, right? There are steps in this game now, right? Like they tell you what you should be doing. That's really good for a new player that may not know what they're doing, because as long as you follow the missions here, you'll have a good general idea of how to progress in this game if you're not a veteran. One thing that has been a challenge for me personally. Oh look, hey Ash, look, she's right here. Hello. Just strolling by here. Good time to go back to the video because Ash is right here. Hey guys. All right, she's struggling. All right, she is gone. So another point that I want to bring attention to is just a personal struggle. Not so much, maybe you won't struggle here, right? But a personal struggle that I've had is the dimensional hole for Alunia is really challenging because for this dungeon, you have to use the same element. So if you bring a Shannon to 2A, it's got to be all wind. But realistically, as a beginner player, none of your wind monsters are DPS. It's hard to get a Lucian. Skogul is a Nat 4, so also very difficult to get. So I'm looking at the wind Pokédex here, and I'm looking at like what monster that is decent and can be used late game and not just used for the dimensional hole. And there's not many. Like maybe your Rang for fusion, but then once you fuse Sigmars, it's gone. like any of these nat 4s, they're not all accessible, so I really don't want to count them, right? But like your lapis is water, so you can't bring it, so none of these nat 3s really help you. And some of you guys are saying, oh yeah, just bring the wind marshal cat. Well, first of all, you gotta summon the wind marshal cat. Second, you gotta max skill it, and then third of all, you gotta 2A it before you 2A your Shannon. So I think that 2A Shannon, that you want to streamline the game some more, needs to be more accessible for a noob player, because a lot of you guys are saying, oh yeah, I don't use 2A Shannon. You guys have no idea what you're talking about, because she's freaking OP for early game. But that's besides the point here, okay? So that's like a personal problem. Maybe they want to fix it, maybe they don't, but I assure you 2A Shannon is very good. All right, so that is another thing that could be changed. But another big thing that's not like in the recent updates was, if you guys didn't know, for elemental dungeons and also this dungeon here, the Hall of Magic, they made it so the drops at the higher level actually drop more like mid essences, right? Like you can actually drop essences more often than before. Like 3 years ago was super rare. You got like spam B6, B7, but now you don't have to spend all day essence farming to awaken your fusion monsters. They give you a lot from your challenges, but the challenges, like right here, like the challenge essences are actually not enough. Okay, maybe not this one. I forget which one it was, but there is one challenge that gives you a lot of essences. Okay, but anyways, essence farming is no longer a pain, which makes progression faster. So they've accelerated the early game, which is fantastic. And then they want everyone to reach the mid-game point so that they can all compete in Guild Wars, Arena, and any other content. Personally, I have no, like for Guild War right now, even Siege, I have no stress. Everything is all fun. If I can't beat him, I can't beat him. At a G3 level, if you don't beat the guild, you're gonna be like really like disappointed that you didn't beat them. You're calling all your teammates, trying to improve as a guild, but as a casual player, if you win one, you'll win one, right? Like last week, look how many that we won here. I'm not stressing over it. Overall, I'm still having fun, right? It's not a big deal, especially as an early game player. I'm not even worried about RTA. Like, RTA is not even a thing for me, and Comtos is pushing that out so hard. But the thing is, an early game player, I have my monsters here don't say anything about RTA. I have zero accessibility for RTA. You're not gonna find me in RTA for the next 5 billion years. Okay, so all these early game players like myself here will not touch that content, and it's fantastic. Because I'm not getting bomb prot to death, I'm not getting hit Thor to death, I'm not getting farmed to death, I have no worries, right? And the rewards are so garbage that I'm not even missing out on anything. Like look at this, like look at these rewards, they're like complete utter trash. Like look at this. Why? Like I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a 900 player. Like realistically, I'm gonna be a 900 player. Why don't I get rewards? I don't know, but this is complete doo-doo, and then if it's complete doo-doo, I don't need to stress about it. So I'm okay with that. I'm honestly okay with that, okay? So auto farming has been a really big one because they did a really good job finally releasing auto farming. I guess it's sort of interactive, but they really need to put in sell all button for late game players. But without auto farming, I probably would not have started this new series because I don't have the time investment to do that. To play 2 accounts, to do in real life stuff, and then make YouTube videos up on my alt account, that would be really challenging if not for auto farm. Because now it's easier to progress as a new player, but also you're not investing so much time into the game because it's a mobile game. A lot of mobile players like to play on the commute casually for fun, but now we can just leave our phones on and farm. Oh look, it's the young cat here. And with the young cat here, I'm gonna leave the video there because I think I've talked a lot about some great points. If you guys have anything else that you want to add that Com to us can do better or has done a good job on, feel free to leave in the comments below. But I want to summarize this video. Fix the damn rune cost to remove. Like the power up okay, you can leave it, fair enough. I'm not gonna say to remove animations. I'm gonna say remove the cost altogether because it doesn't motivate people to want to play your game. It just makes me want to quit your game. Like there was a point where I just wanted to stop like trying to re-rune my GB12 team and just do GB11 because like I couldn't care for 50,000 mana per rune, man. Like okay, anyways, I'm getting on tangent. You can see I'm really passionate about the 50,000 mana thing. But anyways, in the comments below, let me know what you guys want to see changed and what they are doing well on, because you got to give credit where credit is due. Comtos is doing a good job, but they can obviously do better, and we need your feedback in order to do so.